This one's actually hard for a lot of people, and it's about asking others what they think about you. I know, it's not easy, but it's about reaching out to your friends, your family members, your coworkers, and seeing what other people think about you. And the reason why this is important is because oftentimes other people's perspectives and their opinions of you are very different than your perspective and your opinion of yourself. Now, of course, you can't just call people up and say, hey, it's Jacob, what do you think about me, right? That's not gonna work. Instead, you need to put a little bit more thought into this. So what I would recommend doing is reaching out to, again, friends, family members, or coworkers and saying, look, I'm really trying hard to improve myself as a person, both professionally and in a business context, and I'm really trying to get other people's perspectives on how they view me. Can I grab a cup of coffee with you and just ask you some questions? I'm not going to judge you. I just want you to be brutally honest around what you think about me, and I want to ask you maybe 10 questions, right? Ask it from that kind of an angle, from that kind of a standpoint. You also don't want to make it about bashing you, right? You don't want people to just kind of insult you and say, oh my God, you're an idiot. I hate you. You're a jerk. That's not going to be useful either. So you want to encourage people to give you constructive feedback around you. And then once you collect this information, it'll be really interesting to compare what you wrote down in step 1, right? Making the list. You can compare that to what people actually say about you in this step, and see if those things align. Do they match up, or is there some crazy big gap? And that'll give you a really interesting flavor as to how other people perceive you versus how you perceive yourself. As with the other technique of making a list, this is also something that you want to try to do on a regular basis. You can try to do this on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, or maybe just once a week. Just go grab a coffee with somebody and ask them this, right? You don't need to book like 20 meetings a week and interview everybody that you know all the time, but make this kind of an ongoing regular thing with maybe 1 or 2 people every now and then, so that you constantly get that stream of feedback and that stream of information from those who are closest to you. You also don't need to be embarrassed by doing this. I know some people that have tried this in the past and they try to make it a secret and they don't want other people to know that they're doing this, but that's fine, right? Be transparent, be open, be authentic with it. Say, yeah, I'm taking people out to coffee. I want to know what they think about me, right? I'm trying to assess, I'm trying to build my self-awareness skills, and this is a really, really useful way for me to do that. So don't hide it. Don't be embarrassed by it. Don't be scared that other people are going to find out about it. Just put it out there and say, yep, I'm doing it. It's okay. What you want to do is put together a series of questions. Now, some people might be more casual and just say, let's go grab a cup of coffee, and then you can just ask them whatever pops into your mind. But I find that when doing this exercise, it's actually more helpful to have maybe 10 questions that you can start the conversation with. So here are a couple questions that you might want to use. First one, very open-ended. You can just ask people, how do you perceive me? How do I come off to you? What do you think about me, right? Super general, super open-ended question. And then you can start to ask some more specific ones, such as, what do you think my strengths are? What do you think my weaknesses are? What do you think excites me or energizes me the most? What do you think zaps my energy or makes me depressed or stressed out? What do you think I'm particularly good at? How would you describe me to a potential employer or to maybe a close friend of yours that I wanted to go out on a date with? Now, this is just a starting point of a few questions that you can ask, and I'm sure you can add your own on top of this. But again, I encourage you to do this on a regular basis. And you can also ask these questions of yourself. Again, if you want to do a little bit of a comparison between how you would answer them and how others would answer them, go through this first yourself. Put them down on a sheet of paper, and then when you do these interviews with other people, you can see if their responses and their perceptions of you line up with yours. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Check out futureofworkpodcast.com for more content, and do me a favor, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever your preferred channel is. Thank you.